Hey everybody, Matt here with Field Contact. Again, thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, just like I say in all my other videos, anything that I am promoting or advocating for, I don't get nothing in return for it. These are just products and individuals that I have used and trust, and I think they're just neat or they work, right? So today's video is going to be on the new pistol build, right? So real quick, this is an Aero Precision EPC 9mm build. So it's the Aero Precision lower, Aero Precision upper. It's got the Aero Precision bolt carrier, their new Aero Precision breacher charging handle. It's got the VTAC sling and the Holosun green dot. We're using 33 round mags and then standard Glock 17 mags with the shield arms base plates. Reason why I wanted this is for a couple reasons. One, it's just cool, right? Like, you have a rifle-ish platform and all the buttons are the same. So the safety selector is the same, magazine release is the same, bolt catch is the release same, charging handle is the same. It's so similar to the AR platform that for training purposes, like, it's a valuable option, right? Because let's be honest, even though things are starting to come back, ammo for some people is still hard to come by, or it's just still expensive, right? And the cost of 223 or 5.56 is going to be a lot cheaper than some 9mm, right? So I kind of built this because I thought it was cool and it's something I've always wanted, and I think it's like a cool little truck or desert gun, but it's also like a good training aid because I can do a lot of the same drills, I can do all the same manipulations and still get something out of it, which that's all training is, right? It's getting something out of it to where you can learn from it. So me doing low round count drills and then working the safety selector, magazine release, and the bolt release is going to be the same as my rifle. Okay, so plus it's just, like I said, it's just cool. So Aero Precision, a buddy of mine helped me acquire the parts. So if you are in the market for something, or you need some sort of gun part, ammo, armor, Gray Man Industries, local here in Arizona, give them a shout. They're on Instagram. He will square you away, and he's usually he can get things very quickly, and I think his pricing is very fair. Again, I don't get nothing for it. Even though he's a buddy, I still pay all the retail prices. I actually built this over several holidays, right? Thanksgiving they had a sale, Christmas they had a sale, and that's kind of how I did it, pieced it together just through time. So that's an option too. So we're gonna run it. I've already shot probably 100 or so rounds through it when I was zeroing the green dot. So we're just gonna come out here, we're gonna do some shooting, we'll do some drills, and then we've already kind of mentioned some of the pros, but we'll kind of talk about some of the cons too. So stick around. We got eyes and ears on. We got a 33 round mag loaded inside here. So we're just gonna do some shooting and then we'll talk about it. But like I said, it's a great option. It can be for a smaller shooter, or maybe like a smaller frame. Let's say you have a wife, girlfriend, sister, mom, right? That maybe they're like interested, but they don't want to have to deal with the larger round or maybe the larger kick. Or maybe you have kids that are starting to get to that point to maybe they've outgrown their 22 and now they want to shoot something a little bit more like what you shoot. This is another like valuable option, right? And it's kind of another reason why I got it. So excuse me, here we go. Just some drills, nothing fancy. So there you go. Like, you saw me shooting, you saw me working the safety selector, you saw this big old 33 round stick, right, went empty, and you saw me hit the magazine release just like you would on an AR platform. Same thing, loaded up, hit the bolt release, and was back in. So again, it's just neat, it's different. It also has like zero kick. It's not gas operated, it does the blowback system. So keep banging away on it. So, had a failure to feed. I think part of that is the weight with the base plates. But that could happen, right, with like your AR platform, so you have to work through it and pulling the charging handle back, reseating the mag, all that good stuff. So, again, just a cool training aid. So, we'll get some more stuff, and yeah, cheers. So, we've been dumping rounds. These are my pistol mags for my Glock 17. As you can see, like, it works. So again, cool factor. So we're just gonna run this till it's empty. We're gonna do a reload, and we're gonna run that till it's empty, and then we're gonna open it up, and I'll kind of talk about some pros and cons, and then I'm gonna talk about like cleaning and maintenance, which we'll discuss here in a minute. So there we go. So a lot of rounds, 9mm isn't as cheap as it used to be, but it's still cheaper than the 223, right? Or the 5.56, depending on what you're shooting. Or even 300 blackout, right? Like, the features are still the same. Okay, so when I first shot this, I noticed something that kind of made me a little annoyed, but we're gonna see if it's like it now. So again, same takedown pins, same trigger assembly, like all the internals are the same as an AR. The one thing I noticed though, because this is a blowback system, right? So there's no gas, there's none of that. So when the round goes off, the bolt carrier group obviously cycles back, causing the casing to eject, going against the buffer, causing it to go back forward to reseat another round, right? But when I zeroed it, and it was no fault to my buddy Grayman Industries, because we didn't build this, we bought the parts, and then we assembled it, right? We literally slapped the upper on the lower, and that was the build, right? But what I noticed when I got back, when I zeroed the optic in, is that these weren't properly staked, right? And so I had to restake, I had to tighten them back down and torque them, and then I had to restake them myself because this was loose. And this is what catches the charging handle, okay? So why do I bring that up? Is that a fault to Aero Precision? I don't know. Could it have gotten loose in transit? Maybe, right? Could have just been simply a mistake or an oversight. But I bring that up because there's a lot of people who will go shooting, right? And shooting's a blast. See what I did there? But shooting's fun, right? But now we have guns to clean, right? We have gear to put away. We have magazines to reload. So now I have one gun, two guns, right? Like, then I had like the AR. So like, I got crap to clean, and sometimes it's monotonous. Sometimes it gets boring. But I am a big advocate of, if you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. And I do that with my vehicles. I do that with, you know, my house. I do that with, you know, my personal stuff as well as my work stuff. Because if I wouldn't have gone home and cleaned this little little desert blaster after I zeroed in the Holosun, only shooting 100 rounds or so, right? It's not dirty. But I would have never caught that the bolt carrier group wasn't properly staked and it was loose, and who knows what that could have done. That could have caused some other catastrophic failure, could have damaged it, right? And then just like all of you, you know, working hard and paying for your own stuff, now you might have to buy a new bolt carrier group, or maybe you have to go through the headache of dealing with the manufacturer, which quite frankly I don't want to deal with. I'd rather just have it and let it run. So some people will get on and they'll be like, oh, I've shot 20,000 rounds through this gun, haven't cleaned it once, there's carbon buildup, and yeah, sure, it cycles, right? But what if on that off chance they need that, and that gun is so carbon buildup up, or there's a bolt loose, or maybe something's not staked, or just something's off, and it doesn't work when you need it? Are you willing to risk potentially your life or the life of somebody else, or your family, etc., on bragging rights that you shot an egregious amount of rounds and you didn't clean your gun? So if you shoot, clean your crap, so that this way, A, you can inspect it, and B, you know it's going to work for you on the next time. So yeah, down and dirty Aero Precision EPC 9mm AR pistol build. Not a very long video. It's just more or less showing you a new toy and showing you that it has practical application, and applying it to like our other training and stuff that we do, or like maybe showing other shooters, right, how to work the different safety selector, bolt release, magazine release, things like that. So pros, literally the only one con was that bolt carrier group with it not being staked properly, but again, that could have been a human error, it could have been oversight, could have came loose, I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, it wasn't. I would buy all of this again, is what I'm saying. It's not enough to deter me away. So again, if you're in the market for something neat like this, or you're in the market for getting your gun stippled or ammo, whatever the case may be, Gray Man Industries here in Arizona, FFL will set you up, square you away, gets things in, can track things down. Good dude, and he'll take care of you. Again, I'm not an expert, not a professional, not an instructor, none of those things, just an average guy coming out to the desert, enjoying this beautiful weather we have, shooting the stuff that I pay for with my hard-earned money, just like the rest of you. So I get no promotion, no sponsor, no discount codes, none of that nonsense. Just an average guy talking to a camera and sharing some feedback. So if you like that stuff, you like the content, you like the other videos, I would ask and I would beg and I would plead with you to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and if you don't mind sharing it, so maybe if you have friends or family that are into that same stuff as you, then they can see it and they can tune in too. Until then, be safe, be kind, because you never know what people are going through, and sometimes it's not worth finding out, right? So be kind to one another, and if you have your gear and you have your equipment, get out and use it and train. Cheers, guys.